Good morning. My name is Mark Brunton. I'm the Operations Section Chief for CAL FIRE Incident Management Team 3. We're here at the CZU Lightning Complex, and I'm going to give you a around the horn view of what the fire is doing and explain what our strategy and what our goals are for today. So starting on branch 1 up on the northern part of the fire in the north zone, again we have continued good luck with a lot of good dozer line and control line that we're putting in throughout the incident on the north zone. Some of the fire has self-mitigated and has gone actually out, so that gives us a really good control line on that north side near the Highway 1. Around the community out there and the structures, we have a lot of good control lines. We have some resources plugged in so that it's protecting those structures. The community of Davenport, we've got good line around it. The fire has not made any more progression towards that community, and we're very happy with the progress we've really made on that area. In the North Zone and Division, Gulf and Kilo continue to improve the line that we have in there. We have resources. As every day we're getting better with our line and making it a great buffer so that it closes the door to any sort of northern push of the fire that we may experience with our change in our wind pattern that we are expecting. And that gives us a lot of protection from the fire progressing into Santa Clara County. So we're continuing with the efforts there. Moving down the Highway 9 corridor, moving from the communities of Boulder Creek, Ben Lomond into Felton. So the fire still hung up well above Boulder Creek. Some of it has worked its way down closer to the highway, but again, just more of a creeping type fire, not a hard push. We're protecting structures along the way, and we're feeling very confident that we button up between that Division Kilo into the backside of Ben Lomond. That's a key push for us today, and once we get that buttoned up, that's really going to give a lot of protection for that community from the fire coming from the north to the south. Moving down to Ben Lomond, fire still around the backside of the structures. We have a lot of control lines in there. We're continuing to strengthen those lines. We've been able to herd the fire around and keep it in check up there. As we get into Cal State Park on the south side of Ben Lomond, that's where our challenges really are right now overall, and really up through this whole Highway 9 corridor. For not being familiar with the area, you would know that it's very steep, heavy vegetation, a lot of drainages, a lot of challenges for us. It's not where we typically will put our lines on our firefight, but we are playing the cards we are dealt. And so we're making the best of that. And so it makes this a little bit more of a challenge to put those lines in, to hold those lines, and to develop the better strategy for that. So some of it we're getting in there, really assessing it hard because, again, it isn't very straightforward like we typically see where we put our lines in. And so we're actively involved with that today. We're kind of noodling through that process, and we are going to continue to put those lines in around that bottom side of Ben Lomond, and working those truck trails and those trails that are within the state park, and also minimizing the impact to the state park. We're not trying to destroy it, once we have bulldozers in there, but we have a balance to make, a balance to keep the fire in check, but also to protect the environment and the land there. Felton, the community of Felton's looking really good. We have the fire in check up there, and that's really good up there. Continue to put in some good lines that protect that community. On the south, we're feeling even better every day there. We have a really good line that's been in for the past few days, a fire break, if you will, from Highway 1 to Highway 9. We put in a secondary control line yesterday, did a little burn operation to widen that line and improve that line, and the very controlled effort, a very planned burn operation. Had that supported by some resources now that we're getting more resources onto the incident, as well as support by our air support, which we haven't enjoyed for a number of days due to the smoke. Now we have that asset in our toolbox. Use that to help us put in that burn operation. It finished last night, very successful, so that gives a very nice buffer from any forward progress of the fire from the south, continuing south, and so that gives a really good protection for the community of Santa Cruz and the UC campus. So it's not completely bulletproof, but it's pretty darn good, and we're very excited that we've got that in, and that's one less box we can check towards putting this fire out. Bonnie Doon area, still a lot of challenges there because of the intermix of these structures. A lot of homes in and among there, Unfortunately, a lot of them do not have very good defensible space, so it makes our job very difficult getting in there and constructing line around those homes. That's a challenge in and of itself because it's not a clear line of demarcation between homes and the wildland. They're really intermixed. So that poses a lot of challenges, a lot of extra hard work to do that. There's still a lot of fire creeping in and among there. And with the wind pattern changes, we have flare-ups. So we respond to those flare-ups. We jump on those as soon as we can. And it's just going through and identifying each and every one of those. So painstaking process. We've continued to work on it. We're making progress. We're getting somewhere with that, and it's looking good. The weather, we didn't get the lightning that we were expecting, so that's a good thing. So starts outside of the fire perimeter. We really don't have any, so that's a plus. The wind changes, the erratic winds from the thunder cells. We did experience a little bit of that, but not to the intensity that was forecasted. So again, we were expecting the worst, hoping for the best, and the best so far is transpired. We do have a red flag warning throughout the rest of the day. Our crews are monitoring that. Our incident meteorologist is monitoring that for the crew safety. We have our contingency plans in place, not only for the safety of the personnel, but any other starts or increase in the fire activity and behavior within the fire. And so we have that in our back pocket if we have to utilize it. We have clearer air now today, so again, we are going to fly our aircraft as much as we can, as long as we can, to assist with our overall strategy. And we're very confident that we're going to be able to utilize the aircraft to the bestest advantage today for our firefighting operation. Overall, things are looking much better with the coming weather that we're going to be experiencing throughout this week. It looks very favorable for us to continue our efforts. We're getting resources trickling in, and that's always a good thing. So as soon as we get them in, we're putting them to work. It's building our strategy, making it a more stalwart strategy, and the firefight is going to continue. It's going to be a little bit of a long haul because even once the fire is pretty well suppressed, we're going to have to move into a mop-up mode with these heavy fuels that are in there, the large-scale amount of this fire, all the land that it's covered. It's going to be a long, drawn-out process to completely render this safe and be able to hand it back to the local unit and get the community repopulated and back to normal. Thank you.